Hello guys, Bernie Carey here, and today we are going to finish Astro's Playroom. This game is not very long. You're probably going to 100% this game too. Or, you know, get close to, like, effectively 100% would be. Oh. Uh-oh. Time to do a ban. This dude is a infamous chatbot for hate raids. Let us see, where are my mod tools? Yes. I banned him already. He must have made another account. I apologize, guys. I need a second to take care of this. I don't have any mods, so I have to do this myself. My sincerest apologies. This is the way to start a stream. Banned. Now, my sincerest apologies. But now we can continue. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube is much better, is the problem. I don't know if there is a good service for streaming. Although I guess YouTube already has the mod tools thing down since they've been at this for longer. This web content thing, not really the stream thing. No, Kelly. Time to go back to Picarto. So we are at our final stage of the game, and already we have a couple references here. Anyone who's a fan of Monster Hunter, here's your Monhun reference. I do like the sound effects coming out of the controller. That's a really nice touch. And one of my favorite references, of course. Whoa! 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 Anyone who's played this channel who's been on the channel for a while knows who that is. If you don't, go watch the Crash LPs. Go over there in a second. First, little treat here. This is Aloy. This is Aloy from Genshin Impact, as you know. Aloy from Fortnite. You know, I can respect Ripperoo's laughter. I don't know exactly what reference this dinosaur is supposed to be, because it could be a couple of different ones. But I'm gonna say Dino Crisis. Oh, Dreams! Okay. That makes sense. Dreams reference seems odd because... Oh, the cursor is the... Man, the Move controller. I have one of these. I have a couple of these for my VR headset, but I don't actually use them for anything else aside from that. Automod Working not against hate raid bots, but against random one-off comments that have curse words in them. Hey, it's Alucard from the Netflix show. God shitting his dinner again. Is life even worth living anymore? Oh, that's not that thing. Look at this little edgelord poetry here. Oh, it's talking about the GPU. It's GPU poetry. I remember when games were short, sweet, and to the point. You know, that's kind of what I like about this game, actually, is that, like, this game is better than any pack-in game has any right to be. A pack-in platformer for a new console really should not be this good. Charge and punch. I love that the stems are discs. That's a really neat little touch. Because we're still in the PS5. We're inside the TV. The TV world. Someone's gonna get killed. And here's the puzzle piece. Really simple. But you... Xbox Watch TV. And over here is Larry Bloodborne. That's Larry Bloodborne's day off. Bye, Larry Bloodborne. Pleased to meet you. Another little thing. These platforms are triggers. John Blood. John True Bloodborne. And we'll go this way for a little... Is there a puzzle piece or an artifact? I'm not sure which is over here. But there really, like, there isn't a whole lot to say about the game, like, except mechanically. I wish more games were like this, where they weren't terribly long, but they did everything they needed to do in that time. But like you guys were saying in the chat, like, shorter games are good. Like, they're not bad. Here's your Last of Us reference. Last of Us reference. I did not play the VR game, but I own it and I should. Alright, so we still got our shit, so we can keep going. I heard the Astrobot VR game is really good. Hold on there, Kelly. As you know, The Last of Us is apoetical, so there cannot be any politics in Last of Us. So that makes it a perfect reference. No politics. Last of Us is an apolitical game. No politics. And if you couldn't tell that was Nathan Drake, it is. You can tell because he's wearing a harness, but more importantly, you can tell because the handholds are yellow. And he keeps falling off. I love that Nathan Drake's most recognizable feature is the fact that he's wearing a harness that he stores guns on. That's... I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably bad, actually. Oh, that was me being a dumbass. There's a woman in it. Of course, it's political. Yeah, because there are two genders, male and political. Some people might not know this reference here. There was a PSP game called Patapon. It was a rhythm game where you played as an army of these little creatures called Patapons. And that's what this is a reference to. This is a reference that very few people I know in real life actually knew. Because Patapon is a very obscure game. Even I only played a demo of it. I didn't actually play the game itself. But it is really easy to miss. This is Patapon. Man, this game really is a nostalgia trip. Like, more than, like, this game mechanics is not all I talk about, but what I love talking about, actually, are, like, the nods to PlayStation history, because, like, this is my gaming story, more or less, in, like, for my childhood. Like, I didn't have a Nintendo console. I borrowed my cousin's NES. Or SNES, I think it was, actually. But I never actually owned my own Nintendo console until the Wii U, and then later the Switch, which that was the Wii was a mistake. The PlayStation Vita game pack, because people actually use these instead of just downloading them from the store. No, not Tearaway, Bought Away. It's totally different. Oh, you only know Patapon from fucking Sony Smash Bros. Oh god, that I forgot that was a level in Sony Smash Bros. Holy shit. And it was connected to God of War, I think, because they transitioned to the God of War Underworld. That was a fucking trip. Yeah, there's a couple piece down here. Forgot. We finished that level. Now it's time for the first gimmick level of this set. I forgot that Columbia was a fucking stage in Sony Smash Bros. Because marketing. Now, to understand what's going on, I'm using the controller's gyroscope to climb as a monkey. And each trigger is the hands. So there's actually like quite a bit of mechanics going on here. I actually don't mind the monkey all that much. The one I had the most trouble controlling, at least yesterday, was the toad. For some reason, I was just like, I don't know why I was screwing up that, like, then. But the toad was really giving me troubles. But I don't mind the monkey all that much. Besides, there reminds me of Ape Escape. And Ape Escape is good. We need more Ape Escape. And again, using gyroscope. Forgot to actually grip the bar. We're going to move ourselves leftwards. Oh, you gotta gently squeeze. And you get an artifact. The PlayStation camera. You know, I didn't think about that, Kelly, but you're right. I do feel like look like one of those like dumbass kids in the old video game commercials. Just doing the gimmicks means I am getting the high score in every MMO game ever made. Oh wait, hold on. What is this over here? Whoopsie. Okay, we're missing one puzzle piece and one artifact from this. So... Astro is kill and Killer is dead. This is the last puzzle piece, which means we have one more artifact to get in this section. I think it actually is over there. I also love that the D-pad. The D-pad in the direction in the like the shaped buttons. There's our artifact. That's what we're missing. So this is the last part of this level. And of course, it's the DualShock 4 because it's the PS4 area. DualShock 4 is a good controller, but it is no DualSense. This is one of those controllers that once you start using it, it's really hard to go back to the old PS4 controller. It's almost how it's hard to go back to the original PS3 controller after playing PS4 controller. It is almost that degree of separation. Because the PS3 controller, in hindsight, now that I've played with the PS4 and PS5 controllers, it's not great. But it's usable, but it's not great. But the PS5 controller is leagues better than both of them. You prefer the DualShock 3 over the DualShock 4. Is there a reason for that, Xeno Christ? I'm curious. Not that you're wrong, because that's personal preference, but I'm curious why you're more a fan of that one than the other one. Here's my Demon Souls reference. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. There's your maiden in black. Here's your chosen Slayer of demons. Chosen undead is Dark Souls. It's not the same thing. They're not the same game. Why would big be a protected term from auto mod? What the fuck? That's an odd line to draw, Automod. Okay. The word that got censored was the word big. B-I-G, big. And yet, Xenochrist used the term fat, like in fat fingered, and that didn't get the nod. It was just the word big. That seems odd to me. Yeah, Notorious Big, exactly. I have one of these. The processing unit. For the PSVR. Also, I am pretty sure this reference is to the Order 1886. Yeah, don't play that game. That game is bad. Don't play it. It's bad. Bad? It's okay. It's not. It doesn't do anything awful. It's just kind of mediocre. That's actually the problem. It's actually probably worse than being bad. Like, it's not a bad game. It's just kind of a boring one. Doesn't do anything wrong, but it doesn't stand out in any particular way either. It's a little cool mechanic where I can't undo my double jump, or else I'm gonna melt the floor behind me. 24 cinematic 24 FPS. Oh, I remember that. That was so stupid. That was so stupid. What is that a reference to? I feel like I should know this reference, but I don't. That's Jack and... Oh! Oh, that makes sense. I would have made the bot a little more orangey. How did I not understand this with Jack and Daxter? Holy shit. I am... slipping. Once you know you can just laser these creeps, they become a lot less of a hassle. How did I not see the fucking Jack and Daxter reference? That's my bread and butter. Actually, no, my bread and butter is more like Sly and Ratchet and Clank. Not Jack, but, you know, Jack is not bad. Jack is good. I have one of these. It's collecting dust. In a case, right here. Collecting dust. Yes, the Persona 4 Golden Machine. The thing that hurts most about the Vita is that there actually were a couple of good games on it. Like, the one I think about after Persona 4 Golden was Soul Sacrifice, which I actually like the game quite a bit. I never actually beat the final boss, but I did everything else in that game, so the final boss was kind of tough. But Sacrifice was fun. Another gimmick. Oh, just shooting out there. Gravity Rush as well. I actually, I was not a fan of the first Gravity Rush. Or the Gravity Rush, let me rephrase that. I didn't hate Gravity Rush, but, there were a couple of sections in that game that were just kind of dog shit. And all of them involved forced stealth. And the game needed to stop doing that. And they did the same thing in 2, and it sucked there as well. when your whole gimmick is like doing free flow gravity shit, and you put a forced stealth in a section in that game, it's not great. It's really not great. Well, it's time for a boss fight. Let's begin. And shoot one of the explosives. And the last round, because this is the Shigeru Miyamoto, the test of threes. Once you do it 3 times, as Miyamoto says, then that's enough times for them to assume that you know what you're doing. The classic platforming 3-phase boss. Well, everyone knows this. This is a Tekken reference right here. But it would be a better reference if he was being thrown off into a volcano. Everything? No, I missed a puzzle piece. So we'll have to get that later. That's fine. Why is Kazuya from Smash Bros. In this game? Ah! Oh, that's good. Oh, wow, that's good. And it's time to go ape, as that kid from Life is Strange would say. And now to tilt myself to the left. Take it back now, y'all. There. And now for our artifact, and it is PSVR headset. I still think about how Big Daddy was in PlayStation All-Stars, even though BioShock was a 360 exclusive originally and didn't come into the PS3 until much later. I like my PSR VR headset, but I haven't actually used it in a while. Sony mismanaged the shit out of PS All-Stars. Like, even stuff as simple as using El Dante instead of Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Imagine PSVR featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. I can't believe I forgot that they put Isaac Clarke in there as fucking DLC. curved. And we will keep falling to the right. I can't believe I didn't fall any farther. Ah, the PSVR light gun that I never actually used. I don't have this. Yes, yes, they used Big Daddy, but the stage was Columbia. That's right. That's fucking right. I forgot about that. I'm missing one puzzle piece. See if there's still time in the roll to get it. Or we're almost done anyway. Time this. Yeah, and they also use rating because of Revengeance when they should have used Snake. Which the best part is that Snake is now in the actual Smash Brothers. What I spend so much more time thinking about than what Sony what did with All Stars is how you can have Cloud, Sephiroth, like fucking Solid Snake, and that's all in a Nintendo game when Sony should have had that market cornered easily. Oh, I missed a puzzle piece, that's fine. I'll have to come back later. Now we're at the top of the PS4 hub level. But just the sheer fact that all of these like PlayStation like brands are now in fucking Nintendo Smash, when Sony could have easily cornered those rights when they made PlayStation All-Stars and chose not to. Like, that tells me more than anything else about how mismanaged All-Stars was. I mean, Snake didn't. I don't know. I don't know the logic there. But I doubt that there was an exclusivity deal for Snake. That seems unlikely to me, given the time. But like the fact that Nintendo could court all that, and not the the console where they were like most famous for being on. That is what teaches me everything that I need to know about Sony Smash Bros. We're almost done. But even after we beat the boss, we still gotta finish the game off, which we will do. That shouldn't be too much time. Before we do the final boss, time for some gambling. We've got 8 pulls at the gotcha machine. Little figures to add to our museum. Artifact is... oh, the slim PS3. I remember this boy. 4 more pulls with the gotcha machine. The slimmer PS3. And the slim PS4. We have no more money to gamble with, so we have to shut down for now. Look at all these PS3 models. But my favorite is the one with the fucking Spider-Man font on it. This is the one I have in my right now, because my original one, which was this model here, broke down. The big chunky PS3 is the one I remember most. Good little trophies here. Do you think about that occasionally, Kelly? How the PS3 backwards compatibility was lost in the revisions? Doesn't surprise me though, because if you listen to the interviews at the time, they talked about how the reason they didn't have backwards compat for the PS4 is because it was a feature that was often requested, but when they looked at the numbers, they claim, I don't know how true this is, I frankly find it a little dubious, because don't trust corporations. They claimed that it was because people actually, like, when they looked at usage, not many people actually used backwards compatibility, so once the later models were unveiled and PS3 library was already robust, they didn't need it anymore. The idea is that, like, backwards compatibility is basically what you use to transition between old and new. And again, like, don't trust corporations, but that was the snake oil they sold. But backwards compatibility is why the PS5 doesn't complete garbage right now. Because there's nothing, like, there's not a whole lot of actual, like, PS5 games. Time to go back to 94. 94 throwback. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final stage. Ah, it's Ken because of Ken Kutaragi. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I was a 93 kid, Xenochrist, so you're 1 year younger than I am. Ken Kutaragi is often cited as the quote-unquote father of PlayStation. The one who invented the first PS1. Back when it was still an add-on for the Nintendo. And that's why this memory card here is labeled Ken's, because it's Ken Kutaragi. This game has a lot of really good references to PlayStation history, even its meta history. And I also like the idea of this platforming on memory cards. God, do you remember memory cards? You used to need these to save games before they moved hard drives into the consoles with the PS3 and onward. I still have like a collection of memory cards from back then. God. I love that they gave you lies for this boss fight. And in case people don't know, okay, thank you, they explained it. Like, this T-Rex was a tech demo for way back in that era. Oh, whoops. Where's your save data? I think a lot of how there are people who will look at the memory card on, like, I might as well just bail now, because I missed that twice. Bye! The demo disc changed for every year. Every I got the demo disc I played had Spyro 1, Medieval, and Crash Bandicoot on it. Or sorry, not Crash Bandicoot, Crash 3. I also recall MGS1 was on that demo disc, although I didn't appreciate the time. And Dino Crisis was on there as well. And the one I got when I had my PS3, or PS1 for the first time. Like, that demo disc was like many of the most classic games of that era. I love that it transforms. You beat it the first time. Now we're on the second arena. But yeah, like, if you wanted to know what was hot on the PS1, that demo disc was a good indication. This does feel like a Crash Bandicoot boss fight, now that you say it, Nina Christ. It really does. It does. Yeah, I like this. Like, for some reason, Tiny Tiger is the one that came to mind. But yeah, I could definitely see that. I kind of saw those old Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2 and 3 boss fights. Now that's fun, I should be able to actually let us attack him with the trophy! And with the platinum trophy this time. This is a fun piece of mechanic. Pull his tongue back on. And that is the final boss. Obviously, you want to knock out the gold bits to destroy the credits. This is a cool little mechanic. And try to psych you out too. I like when games have playable credits. More games should do this. Perfect score so far. Let's see if we keep this up. Smash credits are good credits. Cannot disagree. I agree completely. Oh, missed one. I died. Missed two, actually. Nah, sorry, Xenochrist, I fucked it up. Well, I got some coins. For some more gachapon pulls. It's actually not gacha, because you can, like, that slot machine is actually deterministic. There's only a finite number of things you can pull out of it. And once you pull them all, that's it. That you're done. So it's gacha and that it's a slot machine, technically. But you're not actually, like, it's not gacha and that they're, like, you will eventually run out. If there were duplicates, I would be, like, so annoyed. One more thing. The Pulse 3 wireless headset for the PS5. This is a cool little thing where since there is no dedicated PS5 world and you're at the end of the tech demo, like, this is clearly marketing. This is them, like, trying to sell you accessories for the PS5 that you just bought. I don't know if I like this, but I see, like, but it makes sense for this to be at the end of a tech demo. Like, for me, like, playing through this the first time was like, oh, right, this is a tech demo. I forgot. Now they're selling me shit. Of course they will. DualSense. It's in your hands now. Literally. I also like the artifacts. Like, I appreciate that this game is just, like, it is nostalgia for the PlayStation brand. Like, I enjoy that they just let you know about this whole brand's history. Now we have our PS5. Number 5 is alive. Just don't stand it horizontally. Always go vertically. Vertically is just a better. I think I made fun of the PSP Go when it was on here, actually. When we got that artifact. That very, very expensive brick. We still got shit to do. Before we do that, before we do any more collecting, we still got time. We're not done yet. Gonna do some gachapon. We'll get Aloy in this pack. We never know. We'll see. I'm gambling man, Kelly. I'm a gambling man. I like dissecting a fucking Sackboy. Oh man, I forgot they made a mini PS1. That was a weird thing to think about. I think there's about like 5 or 6 capsules left. Oh wow, you had the mini PS1. That's cool. So the thing that I have mixed opinions about with this game is it uses the new hint system that the PS5 has with the activity cards. So if I were to say, look for the missing puzzle pieces here. You did have a memory card. You had to finish Medieval 2 in one sitting? Oh my god! Don't do that! That game is hard to do in one sitting. So the hint system allows developers on the PS5 to add little tips in case you get stuck. And I like the idea, except except it tells you, it doesn't give you a hint, it just tells you the solution. And I don't like that part of these hints. I feel like they could have been a little bit more vague and given you the ability to at least think for yourself before they gave you the solution. Also, Kelly, if it makes you feel better, I love Medieval. I have never beaten Medieval 2 without using cheat codes. That game was way too brutally hard. Whoopsie. I beat Medieval 1 plenty of times. Like, I used to be able to beat Medieval 1 in the afternoon. It was a game I used to be able to, like, not this, I guess, speedrun before I knew what speedrunning was. But I could beat Medieval 1 in a solid, like, 3 to 5 hours. But Medieval 2, I always had to use cheats, because that game was a brutal game. Way too hard. I will not be doing any speedruns of Medieval the Remaster, because that is not, like, that is a comfort game for me, and I want to keep it that way. Monies for my gotcha pawns. actually, we're done here, so we can come back here. And see where the missing puzzle piece here is. So the end of this game is actually pretty quick because you can just see what you're missing. And... Okay, so it is right there. Okay. Okay, cool. So we're going to have to go through the entire level, but thankfully, levels in this game are pretty quick. That is correct. The reason I can even use this instance is I have PS Plus. If you do not have PS Plus, you cannot use the hint system. Also, yeah, that is really shitty that it's locked behind a literal paywall. But even then, like, I wish there was more solving. Like, I wish instead of telling me like the exact solution, they gave me like a hint as to roughly where it was. Because I don't mind, like, spending time looking around an area that I know, if I know that's where I have to look. But, they just tell you the solution. They don't make you work for it. Which I wish they did, actually make you work for it. Personally. But you are right. Like, if you don't have PS Plus like I do, you basically, like, they don't get you to use this at all. This hint system is something you don't even have access to. I don't know if we have already played the boss fight. I got a trophy for knocking a projectile out of the air with my bow. That's pretty nifty. Yep, replay the boss fight. That's fine. It won't take long. Yeah, so Sony always felt like it was behind Microsoft in terms of network services. It makes sense because Microsoft, like, network services is basically what Microsoft does. Like, that's its bread and butter. They host it with, like, Windows Office now. But Sony always felt like it was lagging behind them. And that's never been more true than it is now. I think that is the rest of this area. Oh no, there's one. Oh no, we're cool. We're all cool. Done here. We had one here at Cooling Springs to get. I keep forgetting that Sony bought Crunchyroll. That's something that I don't think about very often. So let's see what the hint here is on Bot Beach. Oh, it's right there. The thing, so Game Pass is something that's interesting, and I've talked with several friends about this before. So, if you're familiar with the concept of Netflix, like you pay $50 a month, you can view whatever you want on that platform. Now, business-wise, basically, it's similar to insurance. Let me explain. So when you pay $15 a month for like a Netflix subscription or for Game Pass, that is essentially a bet between you and either Netflix or, in this case, Microsoft. The bet is that you will not play $15 worth of game or $15 worth of Netflix movies in a given month, on average. And for most people, that will be true. Like, I know for me with my Netflix subscription, I can often spend months without actually viewing anything on Netflix. And with most game players, with most game consumers, $15 per month will be roughly that, where they'll only play maybe a couple of hours of one game they really, really like every week or so. And they'll play that same game for a couple of months. So in that sense, Xbox Game Pass, that value will end up totaling or exceeding the amount of money they would have spent if they just bought the game. But for people like you and me, and Kelly in the chat, if you are interested in a lot of the games on Game Pass, and the library is robust, there are a lot of like games that are being released on Game Pass. The appeal is that because we are power users, we pay $15 a month for more than $15 a month worth of value in games. I personally don't have Game Pass, but that is the logic behind how Game Pass works. Compared to PS Plus, which is you pay a subscription to be able to use online features in multiplayer games. And you'll get occasionally a couple every month or so. You'll get a free game. Actually, the more appropriate analogy would probably be PS Now. And PS Now has technically more games, but fewer games that you'd actually want to play. Like, most of the PS Now category are very old games that you've probably already played at this point. Got extra coins for our gachapons. And of course, as with any of these kind of services, that's subject to change. As long as Microsoft keeps putting out, like, current games on Game Pass, it'll be a good value still. So we have one puzzle piece and one artifact to find here. Okay. I know where to go for here. There's a puzzle piece down there as well. Yeah, the puzzle piece is in that same area, which is why I missed them both. They're both in the same place. Cool. Good to know. Yeah, that phenomenon you're referring to right now, Kelly, that is the thing that's happening with Netflix. Is that now that Netflix is successful, every major media company is making its own version of Netflix. Like the Disney Plus is a particular example. And when it's just Netflix, that $15 a month can go a very long way. But when it's not Netflix, when it's some other application, and when it's your Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu and like all these other untold number of platforms you're spending that much money on. The idea behind Netflix is that you could more or less replace cable with it. And the more of those platforms that rode away at that promise, the more it's effectively just paying for cable again. And you lose the value that was once there. That's a very real concern, and that's a very real possibility with Game Pass. The PS2 memory card, 8 MB. I remember when I got my PS2 that Christmas. I looked at my parents bought me PS2 for Christmas and a memory card. Now they made the mistake of putting the memory card in my stocking. So when I woke up on Christmas morning, I got my memory card in the stocking and I saw it before I even opened any presents. And I said, "Mommy, Santa got me a PS2." And she was like, "How do you know that? You haven't opened any presents yet." And I said, "Because he got me a memory card." And my mom didn't I didn't catch it at the time, but my mom was mortified because she realized she had miscalculated. And that's a story that she tells people pretty often. But that was how I discovered I was getting a PS2 for Christmas that day before my parents, before I was supposed to. It's a cute little story. So, well, mine was yellow, but the idea was like seeing that reminded me of that story, and I like part of what, like I said this last week, part of what makes this game fun is looking at these artifacts and like these references and being able to like tell those kinds of stories and being able to share these experiences, because like this kind of game is the kind of game that people bond over, like when they talk about the cool things that getting a PS memory card in this game will remind them of. And I love when games do stuff like this. But to your earlier point, Kelly, you are seeing that with Game Pass kind of now, in a way. EA has its own equivalent, although that's an interesting case because the EA access is also, to my knowledge, a part of Game Pass. So while EA has their equivalent, if you get Game Pass, you also get EA's version of it. But you're right when it comes to Ubisoft. Also, like, what is even on Ubisoft's Game Pass thing? Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's one. And the other one... is still right here at the start? Oh, I missed two puppies right at the very start of the level. Wow. Silly me. This is a really good game. This game is a game that you play and you just smile. This game makes me smile. And one more puzzle piece. And we should have everything from the levels. The only items we'll have left together the one from Gachapon. If my math is right, this should be roughly enough money to afford the rest of the Gachapons. But let us see where this remaining puzzle piece is. Okay. I was too good and didn't fall far enough to see the puzzle piece. Whoopsie. Close. Stop hitting that. I am rushing when I have no reason to be, because we still have an hour of time. No, stop! 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 Fuck. That works. I think that counts. Yeah, we got everything. So let us spend our Gachapon. PlayStation Labo. Is there an audio issue? No. Everything, we're all good. Okay, we're good. Phew. Yeah, not even use the Nintendo. I always think of Nintendo Labo when I see the PlayStation Labo. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? That just makes sense. Okay. How much more I need? I might need one more after this. PS4 Pro. Oh, the PSP microphone. I didn't even know this thing existed. Why would anyone use you? What does luck say? Nope! 100 more coins. Monhun was on the PSP, I believe. Why would you need a monster? Why would you need a microphone for Monster Hunter? What universe? Need 100 points. I think we're good. I was just shy of perfection. You have to communicate with your teammates. I mean, I would presume if you're playing Monhun on the PSP, you're probably playing in LAN, because the PSP was not great when it came to internet. Like, if you're playing Monhun on PSP, you're probably got like a group you got together to play with. Unless you're using like X-Link Kai or one of those like one of those softwares that you use to emulate online play. I am not Millie Jovovich. I am prettier than she is. I can yes. That better be confirmed, Kelly. Hopefully this 100 coins will be enough to get rid of the last puzzle piece. Plus, my relatives don't abuse stunt people and get them horribly maimed and injured. Do my stunts. And that's the last puzzle piece. That means in about 3 hours, we have 3.5 hours, we have 100%ed Astro's Playroom. And that gives us time to just chill and hang out with our PlayStation artifacts. This game actually has a lot of cool stuff you can do with the artifacts. Oh, that's cool that the mini PS2 plugs into the screen. Like power on. Oh, that's cool. God, I miss that screen sometimes. The best part about playing a PS1 game on your PS3 was seeing that on your PS3. That old login screen. little obscure references we have in this area. Oh, is that like a Hot Wheels reference or something? I do like that the PS2 disc is basically just Ico, except it's named Bot. Oh, probably it's Gran Turismo. You're right. Oh, flattened Astro bot there. That's cute. One thing you actually can do once you get everything is, with using the PS2 as height, you can actually climb on top of all of the guns that are hanging up from the ceiling. Sure, we were doing this. I did it on my original run of the game, but you can just use your glide to make it all the way to the top. We can get this high. No, we can't get this high. The kill zone gun? Where? I must have missed it. The Visibomb, that's a Ratchet and Clank weapon. That is the one I think about when I think Ratchet and Clank, is the Visibomb. So how unique that is. Oh, the PS3 move gun was made for Killzone? I didn't know that. Wait a minute. That's the dial-up tone. Oh, the fucking dial-up tone. Do you remember the dial-up tone? Back when I used America fucking Online? Oh, that's cool. The multi-tap releases 4 enemies. The PS2 online games that I am most familiar with, the ones you could play with the modem, were Twisted Metal Black, which came with it. Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal had an online component too. And if you had a PS2 at the time and you got the hard drive attachment, you could play Final Fantasy XI online as well on your PS2. The fucking iToy, man. Oh, the iToy. This was one of my first foray into quote-unquote fitness gaming. The sort of like games for keeping active. And I had a lot of fun with the iToy. Did I like that online too? Oh, that makes sense. That came out after Arsenal. Yeah, I use fitness games in the very loose sense of the word. The only thing I really qualify as a fitness game that I've played is probably like Ring Fit. But I had a lot of fun playing the iToy and like playing DDR and all of that back in the PS2 days. I think I eventually gave it to a friend of mine, or maybe even a cousin of mine. But I had fun with it while I had it. Slapping the Astro box is kind of fun. You can incapacitate them with noise. I think he's in love with the slim PS3. The SingStar mics, yeah. That is I also love Bot Charted. This is the PlayStation at home symbol. Do any of you guys remember PlayStation at Home? Kelly does. Kelly never remembers PlayStation at Home. That I actually had the pleasure of playing a little bit of PlayStation at Home. It was bad. So, one of the things I remember most about PlayStation at Home was, like the very I played it for maybe a couple of days before I got bored. Is if you wanted to play a game, one of the games, you had to like wait in a real line. Like it was simulation ass simulation. So like they had like an E3 booth once, and you had to actually wait in line to take pictures with like Lee from The Walking Dead. It was so fucking weird. It was so fucking weird. That you would never do something like that in today's society. You'd plan out your online features a lot better. I remember they had actual movie theaters you could sit in. Oh my god, I forgot that that was a thing. And if there weren't enough seats, fuck off, I guess. Because, like, those were real theaters as far as the game was concerned that had a finite number of seats. You couldn't just instance it for your friends like a reasonable online game would do. Also, look at all these fucking PSP attachments. No, seriously, Xenochrist. They didn't instance anything on PS Home. So, like, if there was a theater, there are only a certain number of actual theaters in the game. And if people were, like, watching something in the theater, you weren't. So, like, you would just sit there and, like, wait for things to happen. Oh, that's cool. That would be cool if they did, like, the video game movies that were just the cutscenes. Yeah, they should have done that, absolutely. Now you're saying it out loud. That would have been smart. Although, I imagine the licensing would be a pain in the ass. I imagine you have to actually, like unless you're doing, like, Sony first-party games, licensing would be a pain in the ass. Turn on. I know you can turn on. Or it is on. Cool. That's what I want to see. Oh, this is cool. Astro Bot Rescue Mission. I need to play that. I hear that's really good. Okay, that is a good video game. You were saying it is. That's another vote of I need to play that at some point. God, like, also, I like the puzzle art when you finish it out. Like, all of the references here. Little DVDs. There were a lot of people back in those days that purchased a PS2 because it was a very cheap DVD player. I remember I wasn't one of those people, but because I had a PS2, I didn't go out for a DVD player since it was right there. It was a good DVD player too. It ended up doing the same thing with the PS3 and Blu-ray. A lot of people bought a PS3 because compared to other Blu-ray players, it was a fairly affordable Blu-ray player, despite its cost. A little PSP over here with the PSP, with the fucking UND. The PSP Go should be somewhere in the PS3 section, shouldn't it? Yeah! Yeah, PSP Go. Look at you, you beautiful fucking brick. You brick that no one can use anymore. The Xperia... Are you talking about the PlayStation phone? The Xperia Play? I don't think that's in this game. Although, like, that's a critical miss. I love that there are, like, ports here. Oh, you know why? Because this is where the ports would be. The garbage PSP phone. Botco Roco and Botapon. That's the PS Vita playing. Yeah, I actually think these ports over here are cool. Like little power supply cord, the Ethernet cord, your USBs. It's playing Bot Away. I forgot that Terraway was a PS Vita exclusive for a time before they decided to move it to the PS4. Is that a port of Terraway, or is that a new game that's also in the Terraway universe? I'm pretty sure it's a port because people didn't play the Vita version. I didn't. Didn't play the PS4 version of that either, but probably should have. Oh my god, is that Knack? That is Mark Cerny's hit PS4 game, Knack. Right here. The hit Sony game, Knack. Worthy of a sequel. Why isn't Knack 3 on the PS5? Why? Mark Cerny, if you're listening to this, which you definitely are, don't tell me you're not, you fucking liar. You need to make Knack 3 for the PS5. Do it. You need to do it right now. You need to start designing Knack 3 for the PS5 if you're not already. Because we need more Knack. Saying it right now. It's confirmed. And Mark Cerny, if you don't do it, you're a fucking coward. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Mark Cerny, actually, I love Mark Cerny because he's responsible for a lot of like my favorite games. Spyro and Crash, he had a big part in. Same with Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. Like Mark Cerny was part of all of those games. Look at the fucking PlayStation Store bags. And the PS Plus logo. God. I don't know what Mark Cerny did prior to working for Sony, but like he was a pretty big name even at the time of the PS1. Like if you were in game design circles, you knew who Mark Cerny was. Like that was part of why him being the lead architect for the PS4 was such a big deal, because he was a game designer. That was his thing. And so, like, the idea was that someone like him would know what game devs actually want out of systems. And for most part, he was right, because the PS4 was a market upgrade of the PS3. I worked at Sega before? Wow, that's weird. I would have never... Out of all the ones I would have guessed, it would never have been Sega. Although I probably should... Actually, I probably should have known that. I feel like I knew that at some point and forgot. But... yeah, like, back in the PS1 era, if you were in game dev circles, which I wasn't because I was a fucking child at the time, you knew who Mark Cerny was. Oh, you know what? He worked on Sonic 2? That's probably why Crash was called a Sonic's ass game for a long time. Because if Mark Cerny were working on it, that's where he would have gotten the name. That's why it would be called Sonic's ass. In case people don't know, when Naughty Dog first created Crash Bandicoot, the idea was that it was like Crash Bandicoot level is ultimately at the end of the day a 2D level, like from a Sonic game, but just you turn it from this to this, where you're going into the level as opposed to from left to right. But it was the same basic concept. Just you flip the perspective around a little bit. And so, because you're flipping that perspective, the idea is that you're playing a Sonic level linearly. And because that would give you, if you were playing a game like that, you'd be looking at Sonic's ass the entire game. And so, when they were still early in development, what would become Crash Bandicoot was referred to internally as the Sonic's ass game. Because you'd spend the entire game looking at his ass. This is a true story. You can look this up. Like, people have confirmed much in interviews. Like, this is very famous game dev, like, trivia. And that's how... there was like a little competition almost with 2D platforming at the time, because people, or 3D platforming at the time, because people really, like... remember that back then 3D platforming was still a very new space. Mario 64 either had just come out or had yet to come out. And so... there were different schools of what should a 3D platformer look like. And so, like, you have the Crash Bandicoot style that was just, you take a 2D level and then you shift perspectives, and it's otherwise the exact same game. Which you'll see, especially in, like, some of the earlier Crash levels when there's just literally a 2D level. Like, there's a level that's just in 2D perspective, because they can just do that, because the design doesn't change all that much. And then you'll have something like a Mario 64 or a Spyro, where rather than do a linear level, just interpolated a 2D platform level interpolated differently, you would have like a fairly open 3D expanse in which to roam. And each of those styles had its own strengths and weaknesses. But at the time, like, they were both like, the idea was, how do you interpret platformers in a 3D space? And those were like the two competing schools of thought on that. And both of which have both of which are valid, both of which make some really good games. But they're just different principles on how you would make a 3D platformer. I finished this game an hour ago. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of like talking about PlayStation and gaming history, because this is the kind of game that lets you just do that. Let's do a speedrun while we talk for the rest of the time. Because this game also has speedruns that you can do. I don't know if they can during launch, but they were here when I was added to the game. Or when I started playing the game. Over here on the other side of the map. The network speedrun. That's your modem. You do this on. And basically, you know what? I could go for another Spyro for playing Spyro again. basically, these levels here, the objective is just to finish them. As fast as possible, and I've already probably fucked that up, but that's okay. Yeah, I've completed all the Spyro games, but you guys know that because you watched me do it. I didn't see any Slack Cooper Easter eggs, but just because I didn't see them doesn't mean they didn't exist. There might have been, but if there were, I didn't see any when I went through the game. Let's check to see which one of my asshole friends did better than me in this stage. All of them. All of my asshole friends did better than me. God damn it, Cody. 17 seconds? Also, like, I guess I'm also not taking it too seriously. Pyrodox is pretty good at platformers. So I just lost some time there. How far we can go. Let's check leaderboards here. See how much Pyrodox beat me by. Oh, I didn't do too bad. Cody got the top time, of course he fucking did. God damn you, Cody. I can probably do this in faster time. Don't waste a lot of time. That was worse. I wasted a lot of time during that section. Oh well. Let's do it again. This might actually be a decent time. No, that was worse. How was that worse? Wow. Whatever. I actually am having a lot of fun with this, though. Let's see what leaderboards are after this. Yeah, like, this is just, like, solid platforming. This game just plays well. Of course. At least I beat someone on my friends list. I'll probably redo this and get a little faster. But yeah, like, the rocket level plays a lot like the Crash 3 underwater levels, and they're not great. Yeah, Baron Rex. I don't remember who that is. Oh. Or Vicarian Rex, I don't know who that is, but whoever they are, they probably do a Mass Effect. Shepard. Rex. Ah, that was a good time. Now let's check the leaderboards here. Come on, it doesn't take that long to... Fuck you, Pyrodox. Fuck you, Cody. I am it. I did it. I am the best. Whoever you are, I am. Eat shit, friends of mine. I love them, by the way. They're great. They're great people. Good time to do the rest of them too while we're here. Ooh, bowling one. This would be interesting. Fuck. That ice is gonna be a problem. Thankfully, by the nature of these time travels, they don't tend to last very long. Fuck! You cannot jump. I can only control it with the touchpad on the controller. I can't actually use anything other than the touchpad to move. So there is no jumping. But we got this, fam. I don't know if... I almost had it. Fuck. Back. You can do this. I believe in me. Now, okay, that's a finish. Let's see how it's a good time or not. Probably not a good time. Oh, no, world ranking is actually pretty high. We'll see. Not as good as Cody or Pyrodox. But that was pretty good. Oh yeah, it's low is what I meant to say. That's a low number, which means it's a high ranking. I mean, considering like I understand how ranking numbers work. I misspoke. That's all. This one's gonna suck. I can already tell. I am not a huge fan of the... This is nice. This isn't terrible. Come on. Got you. That might not have been a great time. We'll see. That was a bad time. But that's okay. I don't care. I don't like this. I'm not really a big fan of the frog. I don't care, but I can do better. Let's do it again. Alright. That should be a much better time. Well, that's a better time. Larry Kraft to Tom Brader. That's a fine time. Let's do the two platforming ones. The ones I haven't done yet. And we will be good to go. And we'll see what my world time is. Frozen Run. This should be just regular platform level. This shouldn't be too tough. Whoopsie. I don't know if you have to reset each time. This is pretty easy so far. Oh, I missed I didn't jump in time. Let's try again. Whoopsies. I have to admit, this is actually a pretty fun challenge. I'm having actually a good time trying these. It reminds me of the old Crash Bandicoot time trials. Also, I like watching Astro twirl in the air, but he just doesn't care. But this is kind of like, this has always been like the true test of platforming, was the not the speed run, because we like that was still like a new concept back then, but the time trial, which I suppose was built out of the speed run more or less. Like when they started doing mechanics like these to test your speed running proficiency, like in the game. Oh, I should have been more confident. I got cowardly, and they cost me. I can do this. This is a long run, though. I'm willing to bet that Cody and Pyrodox will put a lot of time into getting good times on these challenges. Oh! Too confident. We'll wrap up soon, I'm sure, but I'm having a good time doing this. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm not really perturbed if I go a little late for the stream. Spent too much time talking about PS1 stuff in the room. Time speedrunning levels. I went for the wrong target. I'm genuinely having a good time right now. Holy shit. I guess there's a part of my brain that misses the old Crash Bandicoot time trials. I didn't think I did, but turns out I do. Sad face. Oh well, go again. There's nothing compared to Palace of the Dead. And jump. That was a finished run. Let's see what leaderboards say about that run. That's a good time. It was as good as Cody and Z. Top time. Number 1. Who do you think you are? I am. It's me. I'm on top. One more speed run, one more challenge, and we'll probably close it out. Cause this is just for me, honestly. This is not even for the it's not even for the stream or for the Let's Play. I just want to do this. This is a me thing. This is for me, and nobody else. Hold on. There's some stream delay. Let me refresh the stream. Alright, we're gonna restart. Ooh. Oh, damn you! Getting there. That's really a good time. That felt good. We'll see how good that actually was. I'm not bad at the game's raw platforming. It's the gimmicks that get me. The Carrion Rex beat me, but I beat Cody and I beat Pyrodox, and that's what I want to see. I want to see them bite my dust. All right. I think that's good for me. I think I am happy with that. Let me see. Do they rank your world time? See, amongst my friends, how is my best combined time? Probably not great. Probably not great. I guess I should have a few seconds off. A couple of. But that's fine. What is the world ranking? 4 minutes for all of them combined. Holy shit. I feel happy about my performance so far. But for now, this is a good place to call it and let go for the night. Thank you all for watching. An elusive target for Hitman 3 is out, and it should still be out on Wednesday. So we will do that, and if we have time, we might start the next escalation because the new sin has arrived. I forget which one it is this month, for the 7 Deadly Sins expansions. And on Saturday we'll do a new game, probably Demon Souls? Though I'm not 100% on that. I might change my mind, but it looking like Demon Souls is the next game on the queue. And that'll be a fun one, because that is a very unique game, even as far as Souls games go. But for now, wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, get your vaccine. Actually, funny story about that. My aunt works in food service, and she was laid off during the pandemic because a lot of companies who contract people like her weren't people were moving into the home and they weren't working in the office, so there was no need for cafeteria staff at that time. She didn't get her vaccine, so now she's back in the office, and they are mandating that if she doesn't get her vaccine by October, she's fired. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, by the end of October, she's fired. So now, whether she wants to or not, she's going to get that vaccine because she needs to keep that job. I ordinarily wouldn't like to see corporations do that kind of thing, like in police, what people are and are not allowed to do in their free time. But this is a global pandemic. It's an exception, and I think that it's well worth that because that's a safety issue for people on campus. But don't be like my aunt. Get your vaccine. Get vaccinated. Get the shot. The shot is good. It makes you healthy. It makes and more importantly, it keeps the people around you healthy. Because if you are not a vector for transmission, that reduces the odds that people you love will get infected. But also, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, and all lives cannot matter until all those minority lives matter. Have a great evening, and I will see you next week. Take care for now.